In my many years of playing Minecraft, I've spent literally thousands of hours playing it in survival mode. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that is the truth. So I think it's safe to say that I know a thing or two about playing in Minecraft survival. So I thought today I would share some of my tips and tricks that I use to make sure that it's as fun as possible for me. And hopefully these tips and tricks also work for you. Now these first few are to do with actually starting up the world. And I think it goes without saying, but making sure that you get a really good seed is a good way to start. And something that I like to do is just generate tons upon tons of Minecraft worlds and explore them myself a little bit. Check out the landscape for a while and just see if it's somewhere that I'd like to be. And remember, putting in the time before you actually start up your Minecraft survival world, generating plenty of seeds, exploring those seeds, finding the perfect spots in these seeds before you've even started your Minecraft survival world is really going to pay off nicely, because it means that you're starting from a good base. Don't settle for something that you don't really love, because if you're in this for the long haul and you're going to be spending 6 months, maybe even a year in the survival world, you don't want to be in somewhere like this. I mean, look, there's nothing special going on here and everything's on fire. Once you've actually started up your survival world and you've started exploring, make sure that if you come across a village, you invest the time in keeping the villagers safe. There's nothing more frustrating than 3 months down the line wanting to do some villager trading bits and finding out that all villages within a 3,000 block radius of your base have been completely destroyed by zombies. Make sure that you block off all the doors, keep all of these guys inside, and make sure that none of them get lost. The storage system is going to be the heart of your base. No matter how big the city is that you've constructed around it, the storage system's where you're going to be spending most of your time, because that's where all of your items are. Now, I would suggest only having one storage system, because having multiple ones is just a recipe for disaster. You're going to be going back and forth a ton. But also, make sure that you keep it organized and labeled, unlike what I've done here, because otherwise you're going to be spending a lot of time doing this. And if you're anything like me and don't really like the thought of manually sorting through a chest forever, then an automatic sorting system is going to do the trick. Now, it may look hideously complicated, but it's actually quite simple once you get the hang of it. They are fairly resource hungry, but it's going to save you so many hours in the long run that I would say the sooner you can build one of these, the better. You see, Minecraft survival as an experience is all about being as efficient as possible. You're going to struggle to build something really big if you can't find your items in your storage system. And if you don't have farms to automatically gather up items, you're going to be bogged down in resource gathering and you're not going to be able to work on anything ambitious. You should really try to make yourself as efficient as possible by automating as much as you can, so then you can focus on the things that you actually want to focus on. Anyway, TED Talk over. Having a long-term goal that you work towards is a really good way to keep your motivation high in Minecraft survival worlds. For example, my long-term goal for Hermitcraft Season 6 is to build up this space, which I'm actually completed on, and then build out the city around my island so it kind of sprawls out. I think it's going to be beautiful. But then also having little short-term projects that you occasionally dip into here and there is a really good way to mix things up. For example, once again with Hermitcraft Season 6, my short-term projects tend to be building things in the shopping district, sort of creating an empire here. Invest your time in getting good equipment before you invest your time anywhere else. I wouldn't suggest starting a city before you've got yourself a fully enchanted diamond pickaxe, because getting the resources to build the city is going to be really, really painful. In an ideal world, you'll have the Elytra, just makes life so much easier to get around. Obviously, all of the diamond armor, all of the diamond tools, and preferably a full beacon as well, because Haste 2 is just glorious. Now, a good way to get plenty of wicked enchantments in the early days of your Minecraft world is of course to build some form of AFK fish farm, because they're really, really cheap and they're incredibly effective. But if you're a little bit of an old school Minecrafter like myself and think they're a tiny bit too overpowered, then investing the time in breeding up some villagers and getting yourself a really good set of them is going to pay off nicely. I mean, check this out. 10 emeralds and a book for mending. Just think how valuable that is. I mean, that's so useful. Do all of your mining and resource gathering away from your base. There's nothing worse than having a really beautiful base with plenty of nicely constructed buildings and then having a gigantic hole next to it. Same thing goes for destroying trees as well. If you're on an island like this, go to another island to get your wood. This is just far too pretty. And of course, the best way to travel between these locations is to use the nether. Setting yourself up with a proper nether hub that links up your base to all of the locations that you frequent is going to save tons upon tons of time in the long run. And although it can be a little bit frustrating linking up the nether portals properly, you're not going to regret it once it's done. I would argue that certain farms in Minecraft are absolutely essential for the survival experience. You've got a food farm because of course you have to eat. We've got the iron farm because a lot of crafting recipes use iron and it's quite hard to come by if you're just mining. And then of course we've got XP because you're going to need to enchant tools and also repair tools. Then, if you're doing any form of villager trading, I would highly suggest having at least these 3 farms, the most essential one being pumpkin, because pumpkins have the best deal with the farmer villager. So this will allow you to get plenty of emeralds to then trade with the other villagers, and then if you're using elytra, you're going to need a gunpowder farm, and you're going to need a paper farm so that you can get plenty of rockets so that you can actually fly. That of course is just the very bare bones list. If I had it my way, I'd have every single farm in Minecraft. Now once you've built these farms, AFK at them as much as possible. It's essentially free items. These things are fully automatic. They're going to keep doing their thing even if you're not really playing. So before you go to bed, just boot up your Minecraft world, back yourself into a safe corner, and make sure that you remove your equipment and put it in a safe place, because no matter how safe you think you are, you can sometimes occasionally be caught out, and it's never particularly fun to lose all of your gear. But it is always good to be safe, and having some form of backup equipment set is always a smart move, especially if you've died and you haven't lost all of your equipment yet, it's just waiting there to despawn. Then having yourself set up with elytra so you can get there quickly, diamond armor so you can protect yourself against the mobs that are around it, swords, pickaxes, and of course food is going to help you out massively. You're going to love yourself for doing this. When it comes to building in your survival worlds, try your best to stick to one style and a sort of block palette. Now this is something that I've really struggled with over the years, but I've tried my best to stick with it in Hermitcraft Season 6, and I gotta say, I'm really happy with the results. But I'll be the first to admit that occasionally that can get a little bit boring, so sometimes it's good to branch out and build in a completely different fashion away from your base. This is a very recent project that I worked on the Hermitcraft server. It's about 200 blocks away from my base, so obviously not connected, and that gives me the creative freedom to build in a completely different style. I absolutely love the way that Acacia Wood looks, by the way. It's probably one of my favourite blocks. If you take a look around my redstone testing world, you might notice a few builds that are featured in the Hermitcraft series. And that's because I think it's really smart to build things in creative mode first before you build them in survival. Now this might seem counterintuitive because of course you're building the same thing twice, but troubleshooting and solving any design issues in creative mode is so much easier than doing it in survival. And actually following on from that, if you've built something in a creative world first, you know how many resources you need to build it in survival mode. So then you can do the resource gathering first too, because there's nothing worse than getting halfway through a project than realizing that you've run out of the things needed to build the project. It really ruins the flow. Know what sort of player you are and base your projects around that. For example, you get some players who are very technical, some people who like to build pretty things, and some people that just like to hoard all of the resources. If you're someone that likes to build pretty contraptions, it might not be the best idea to start up massive redstone projects because you're probably going to lose motivation for them. And I feel like it goes without saying, but I should also say it because otherwise I'll get shouted at down in the comment section. Of course, there are more than 3 types of Minecraft player, and of course people can be more than one type of Minecraft player, okay? Before someone says, I like pretty things and also gathering stuff. Take the time to light up the area that surrounds your base, because otherwise you're going to be inundated with mobs. Now I am well aware of the fact that this is very hypocritical of me to say, because I am the king of not lighting up the area that surrounds my base and always being inundated with mobs. Know when to take a break, know when to chill out. This is a game, it's meant to be fun, it's a good, positive experience. Don't stress out about finishing a Minecraft project. Most importantly, don't burn yourself out on a survival world. I've done that on a number of occasions and it never feels good. So just chill out occasionally. And hey, if you're really struggling for inspiration and you really don't know what to do, then YouTube is definitely your friend. Just pop onto YouTube, put on your favourite Minecraft YouTuber and watch through one of their videos, and I'm sure after about 10-15 minutes you'll be wanting to go back to that survival Minecraft world. And if that still doesn't work, then invite a few friends around and open your world up to LAN. I mean, some of my favourite memories of Minecraft is when my friends came round and we had long Minecraft sessions until the early morning. It's great fun to just chill out in a survival world with your friends. Mining, gathering resources, working on silly projects, it's brilliant. Which brings me on to a really important point. This video has come across quite serious with talk of efficiency, making yourself the best, most automated Minecraft player, when in reality, sometimes the most pointless projects are the most enjoyable to work on. I absolutely love building just completely ridiculous and silly things in Minecraft. But I do want to end this video on a serious note, and it's probably one of the most important tips of today's video, and I'm sure people in the comment section will agree with me, and that is, don't cheat. Now that's not because I have something against people that cheat in Minecraft. I don't care what people do in Minecraft, but here's the thing, you're gonna spoil it for yourselves. I don't know what it is about a survival Minecraft world, but the second you cheat in an item, the second that you spawn something in or do something that involves some form of command and you do some cheats, the motivation just dissipates. And within about 3 days of doing it, you stop caring about the world and you never play on it again. And I don't know why that is. I can't fully understand it myself, but that's the case. Whenever I've had survival worlds in the past that I've cheated on, I stop caring almost instantly. It's really, really strange. So for your own sakes, do not cheat in your Minecraft worlds, and you will continue to enjoy them for far longer. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. It's been a lot of fun to create. Hopefully you found those tips useful, and if you have any extras, then please let me know down in the comment section. But anyway, if you did enjoy, please hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.